I want you to know that as I begin this video here today and I'm in your room with you, I'm making a beginning assumption about who you are. And that is, I'm assuming that the reason you're here with me right now is because you want to grow. You want to be in the maturation process, and I deeply respect that. I think it's wonderful that we have instruments such as YouTube so that we can go through this process with each other together. And I've said many times, and I want you to understand it as fully as you're able, it's an honor for me to be a part of your healing process, and I'm hoping that we can pool our resources together in such a way that we can have a community here that's committed to growth and maturation. Now, you know and I know that narcissists are not exactly people that we would say are the exemplars for maturation. Now, there are two words that if I could hear these individuals say, I would know that, perhaps there is a little hope for them. Those are the two words, by the way. I hurt. If a narcissist could be honest enough with themselves about all of the turmoil that's going on inside, then that could actually become the springboard for their own personal growth. And I know that I've spoken in other videos about how you can respond to the hurt that they put onto you. What I want to do today is I want to see if we can focus on the hurt that's on the inside of the narcissist. And as I go through some of the thoughts that I have for you, just know that I'm under no illusion that a high percentage of narcissists are going to be able to embrace what I'm going to say, but I want you to hear it, because as you understand what would be necessary for them to make adjustments, even though they may not be able to, I'm wanting you to hear it and think about how this might apply to you, so that you can watch and observe what's going on in their lives, and then use that as a springboard for your own personal growth. Now, if a narcissist were to be totally honest about their inner pain and their inner turmoil, there would be multiple admissions that they would make. Now, again, I'm under no illusion that they'll be this honest, but here's what I would like to hear from that honest narcissist, if that's even a possibility. For example, a narcissist, I would hope, could be able to say, the reason I feel the need to control you is because I'm threatened by your embracing of freedom. You see, I'm afraid that you would eventually deem me to be irrelevant. I hurt. Or the reason I'm so bossy and pushy is due to my inability to trust. I've been burned many times before, and those burnt experiences are emblazoned in my mind. I hurt. Or I have a great difficulty admitting my flaws, and I know it's because I dread being deemed as inadequate. I hurt. Or if you disagree with me, I have a tendency to just unload my anger in a real unruly and disruptive kind of way, and it's because I honestly don't know how to manage conflict. Nobody ever taught me well. I hurt. Or if you disrespect me, or I perceive that you disrespect me, I feel greatly wounded, and I'll go straight into that place because, you see, my ego is very fragile. I hurt. Or if you have separate priorities from me, I feel threatened by that. You see, I'm not very good at coordinating life with other individuals when we have those different priorities. I hurt. Or when you suggest adjustments that I could make, you'll find me to be very thin-skinned, and that's because I have lots of hidden shame that consumes me from the inside. I hurt. Or when you show preference to someone else over me, I'm likely to feel very rejected. You see, I dread loneliness. I hurt. Or when you challenge me to think deeply about emotional and relational skills, I can't do it. You see, I'm stuck in my own pre-adolescent patterns of thinking. I hurt. When you require me to show understanding to you, I can't do it. I don't know how to share tenderness. I hurt. Now, wouldn't it be nice if those narcissists in your life could be that honest and that self-aware? And you're probably listening to those kind of comments, shaking your head thinking, well, I have not heard those kind of comments coming from the narcissists in my life. Like I say, most won't be able to be that honest, and a few will. And let's recognize that everybody has their own coping skills, or coping mechanism, I should say, to deal with their own hurts. And a narcissist's coping mechanisms tend to be built on their own alternate reality. The narcissist builds their own false security upon their false sense of entitlement. And so they elevate themselves at everybody else's expense, and they have very low introspective skills. And as a result, they stay stuck in these patterns that go on, and they want to drag you in with all of that. And so what I want you to do is I want you to think, well, so knowing these things that the narcissist is dealing with on the inside, and then also knowing that they're probably not going to be honest enough to say those words, I hurt, and make a radical change, how am I going to respond? Well, I'm hoping that you, as you move forward in your growth and maturation, are going to anchor on your words that can be radically changing for you in a positive way. And that's the words, I'm healing. For example, I hope that you're the kind of person that can say, I'm committed to honesty about who I am, both in my pluses and my minuses. Whatever is associated with me, I'm going to be honest about it. I'm healing. Or I embrace humility. I feel no need to lord myself over other individuals. I'm healing. Or I want people in my presence to know that I'm a safe haven for them. I'm healing. As I examine my own pain, I know that I'm searching for lessons that those experiences represent. That's because I'm healing. Or even when I err and make my own blunders, because I know I'm very capable of that, I'll own it. I acknowledge my own humanity and my mistakes. I'm healing. I know I'm going to have angry moments, but I'm also committed to being civil in the midst of those angry moments. It's because I'm healing. I understand that respect and firmness will not always come my way, and yet I'm still going to respect myself, and I'm still going to be one of those who is committed to fairness. I'm healing. I'm becoming far less consumed with my public image and more dedicated to just being me. That's called authenticity. I'm healing. Now, do you see the difference between that healing approach towards life? And it all begins with saying, there are times when I do hurt. And as we look at these narcissistic individuals in your life with their high control and their sense of entitlement and their need for superiority, the more you understand about what's cooking on the inside of them, the more you realize these are people who have not really learned well how to manage life at all. They're unloading it all on me, and they're somehow or another trying to blame me for all that. That's on them. That's not on me. But as you're able to see through that, I'm hoping that there's going to be a resolve on the inside of you that says, whenever I see someone's negatives, rather than getting pulled in and responding in kind, that just makes me that much more determined to be the person that says, I'm healing. I've had my hurts, but my hurt is going to be a springboard for growth, and that's what you're going to see from me. Narcissists, they're not likely to admit their hurts. They're not likely to admit their woundedness. And as a result, they're not likely to experience healing. But you can turn your observations about their distinctions into a sense of resolve. Basically, we're going to conclude by saying this. Someone in this room needs to be the representative for Team Healthy. And it looks like that person is going to be me. I'm healing. I do hope that you get benefit from videos such as this. And remember my mantra, Dr. C, DRC stands for dignity, respect, and civility. And I want you to join me in being committed to those ingredients, knowing that there are going to be some that are going to be very contrarian to that. But we're going to stand for the good way of life. And in doing so, we're not going to let somebody who's got a very dysfunctional way of life to tell us who we are. If you've not already subscribed to our channel, I would invite you to hit that subscribe button and the bell right next to it, and we'll keep you apprised of more videos that come along. I know sometimes when you hear comments such as these, it can stir up some thoughts on the inside of you. And if you have a need for counseling, we've actually vetted a trusted sponsor who has the availability for online counseling. And right now, that's kind of the way a lot of people are going. And I would encourage you to seek help if you need to. And we have a link below that will take you to that. In addition, we have my video workshops. We have links to my books and even coffee mugs. I think Gus is even on one of the coffee mugs, so check it out. He's not here with me today. Just know that you can turn some of the hurts that you've experienced into that springboard for growth, and you can be the presence of healing. All of that said, I want you to be one that's committed to the way of love, the way of civility. I want you to be a person that knows true peace.